It's August 5th, 2024, and I'm with Mr. John J. Jeckovich, World War II veteran from the Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge. Purple Heart, 2 Bronze Stars.
Oh, stop it, will you?
Shot through the shoulder, shrapnel in the leg still. We're on chapter 13 of your book, Their Mother's Sons, and we're on page 373. This title is, this chapter is entitled Renee, Tripe, and Etampes. When's the last time you had tripe?
Tripe?
When's the last time?
Probably when my mother was alive.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
No, not really. Not really, no.
I thought you liked your mother's cooking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, certain parts of it, yeah.
But not tripe.
Not tripe. Yeah, well, she didn't eat that much tripe. She didn't make that much tripe.
How about kishka?
Kishka, yeah.
You like kishka?
Well, she made it, but it was a lot of work, effort for her to make it, so we didn't do it much.
How about brains?
Brains? Yeah, brains were subjective.
How about borscht soup?
Borscht?
Soup, yeah.
Yeah, that was red. That was good. That was good.
You're looking chipper today.
Oh, yeah. Chipper dipper.
Look at, you're great. You're great.
Now, what's this going on?
What the hell is this all about?
The hell is this? They're hauling the guy out of here, huh? There's a fire truck out there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Look at, someone's reading your book.
Oh, boy.
Someone's looking at your book.
What's that?
Looking at your book. Your readings.
You got spy glasses out of it?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start reading now, but before we do you have your dog tag passcode?
421-695.
Okay, you're looking chipper today.
Yeah.
New shirt, new pants, new shoes.
What do you mean new shoes?
Yeah, you're in good shape. You're in good shape.
No new pants.
Yes, sir.
David.
Is there anything you want me to talk about this chapter? Should I explain this chapter? You're in Etampes, you're getting out of the...
What's this chapter?
This chapter, you're just leaving the hospital in Paris, and you're working your way back to the front line. Is there
Say again?
You're just leaving the hospital in Paris, and you're working your way back in about 2 weeks to the front line.
Back to my unit.
Yeah, you want to talk about what's happening now?
What, now?
You know, when you're going back to the front lines, you're leaving the hospital in Paris.
Yeah, well, everything's got to come to an end.
All right, but you're not going right to the front lines now. You're going to another R&R camp before you go into the front line. Do you want to talk about that, Etampes?
Well, I still had bandages on my leg and my arm, and they were bound and determined to get the people back online.
And you went to the front line, right?
Well, front line, wherever the front line was. Front line was fluid as hell.
Okay. Okay. Well, once again, if anyone has any questions for Mr. John J. Jeckovich, it'd probably be quicker for him to see them by texting 407-366-0000.
How do they remember that number?
They'll text it. They'll text the number. It's a very simple number to remember. area code 407-366-0000. Or if you're from South Carolina, I'll translate it this way, 407-366-0000. South Carolina, 407-366-0000. So as we're speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich today, we're talking about him going back to the front line, still bandaged up, because they desperately needed soldiers. They didn't need the rear echelon. They needed the men who are actually in the fields fighting. Right now, there's approximately 100,000 World War II vets. 100,000 World War II vets. And we're losing them at a rate of approximately 135 World War vets a day. Keep in mind, during World War II, there were 16,400,000 soldiers, men and women, in the world, give me a minute, in World War II. 16,400,000.
By doing what?
There were men and women there in the Army, in the branches of service during World War II. A good percentage of those were rear echelon, but keep in mind, the figure that I gave you, 100,000 World War vets that are left, out of that 100,000, there's probably only about 8,000 to 9,000 World War II vets that actually seen combat. It was actually up in the trenches or the foxholes. All the rest were rear echelon support.
Yeah.
And we're losing them at a rate of 135 vets a day. 135 World War II vets a day are going. So now's your time if you want to text a question, 407-366-0000. I got this text many times, Mr. Jeckovich, and I wouldn't know how to answer it. One person said, is there any atheist in a foxhole?
No atheist in the foxhole?
Is there any atheist in a foxhole?
If they did, they were laying dead in the bottom of it.
So everyone's praying, is that what you're saying? So everyone's praying. There's no atheist in a foxhole.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. That's a nice, simple answer. I like that. I like that nice, simple accent. I like that nice, simple accent answer. Well, do you want to talk about it before I start reading, or
No, go ahead. What are we going to talk about?
or about you're still recuperating outside of Paris now, getting ready to go back to the front line. And then in the meantime, you're running back and forth with your station about 30 miles away from Paris, and you're running back and forth to see Renee before your final days are up. Do you have anything you want to say about that?
No.
You want to say nothing?
Uh,
Okay, do you want me to read on page 373, or do you want to read?
Go ahead, read it.
Okay, here we go. Any questions that you want to answer when I'm reading this, or any comments, just interrupt me and jump right in.
Yeah.
We will go to Bellagio, she explained, before it gets too late. I suddenly thought of my pass and sign-in time. I looked at my watch, and it was still early. With that, I took her hand, plunked down some francs on the table for the coffee, and drifted with her back into the crowded sidewalk. Was Paris always busy? Was the streets and sidewalks of Paris always busy when you were there?
Sidewalk, people walking around?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
busy. A lot of GIs in uniform?
Well, they're on furlough, they're detached there and all that nonsense.
Well, the good thing is when you're in France, you could take the bus and to train for free because you were
Yeah.
in the service. That was a little bonus there, a little bonus. All right. Balajo's was on the Rue Saint-Jacques, a short distance from where we were now. As we entered through the stained glass front door, the music of Glenn Miller was drifting from the small band at the above floor stage, radiating out on the front center stage of the circular dance floor with the many overhead colored lights splashing and ricocheting off the floor. Beyond the dance floor were small rectangular covered tables with miniature upright brass table lamps in the center. So at this time, you were listening to Glenn Miller, correct?
Yeah.
Was Glenn Miller, at this time you're listening, which was probably December of 44, was he already missing in action, or was he not missing in action?
He's not missing in action yet.
Okay, so, okay, that sums up that. We were ushered to the table beyond the first tier of tables, away from the dance floor, yet close enough to view the musicians as they played. It seemed strange to hear Glenn Miller music in this environment, away from the U.S. The waiter immediately came to our table, and Renee engaged him in a rapid conversation. He returned shortly with a carafe of wine and a basket of bread fingers. As we munched the bread fingers, Renee asked if I would see her tomorrow. I teasingly asked if she wanted to see me again that soon. She replied, frowning in earnest, yes, and the everyday...
Did Renee talk with an accent?
What?
Did she talk with an accent?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, she did. She had a very strong accent. Spoke very little English. She returned shortly with a carafe of wine and a basket of bread fingers. As we munched the bread fingers, Renee asked if I would see her tomorrow. I teasingly asked if she wanted to see me again so soon. She replied, frowning in earnest, yes, and every day until you leave. I was touched by...
Those women that had no men home, they're either killed or they're dead or whatever. There's no males there.
Yeah. The war took the toll.
Yeah.
The war took the toll. So like I said earlier, you're a walking, talking miracle. You get shot up twice and live through that and still be here, knocking on the door of 100.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door of 100. Knocking on the door of 100. Knocking on the door of 100. What an amazing task. You're beautiful, I whispered as I watched her direct the waiter in placing the various dishes on our table. She smiled whenever she would look my way, as she knew that I was watching her every enchanting move. I kept thinking about how much I would miss this enduring, bewitching creature, that I would never have another opportunity such as this, and how I could not turn in.
Yeah, but that woman thought her husband and GIs come back, and there must have been other GIs back and forth there before us in Paris. So she had the same experience.
I don't know about that.
Huh?
I think that when I'm reading here, you are very special to her.
The what?
I think when I'm reading here, you are very special to her.
They're always special.
No, I think so.
They're always special.
I think so, come on. I could not turn in a different direction from what fate had bestowed upon me. We started off with a mixed raw salad, along with anchovies and chitlings, served with small slices of French bread. Renee stated she had been here several times before and thought the food was very good, along with the music. I asked her if she had been here with any Germans, but resisted the rejoinder, as I did not want to upset her in any way. Our waiter returned once again to...
What's she say to that answer?
What's that?
What did Renee say to that answer?
I wanted to ask her if she had been here with any Germans, but you resisted the rejoinder.
She didn't say anything, huh?
You didn't ask the question. You did not want to
yeah.
upset her. You did not want to upset her in any way, so you did not ask the
She
question.
just cut her short.
You did not ask the question, which was very smart. A waiter returned once again to pick up the empty salad plates and leave our main course. It was considered of grilled pieces of lamb. It sounds like you had a lot of lamb in Wales.
Right.
And it sounds like there was a lot of lamb served in Wales and Paris.
What?
It sounds like a lot of dishes of lamb are served in Paris and in Wales.
Then?
Lamb, L-A-M-B, lamb.
Lamb. Oh, lamb. Yeah, lamb was big there. They had big field full of lamb.
Field. When's the last time you had lamb?
Well, when I was there last time, yeah.
80 years ago.
Yeah, it was, they roasted mashed potatoes, onions.
With matchstick deep-fried potato strips, various sauces, and several sautéed vegetables, along with more bread and wine. I commended Renee on her selection, exclaiming that everything was delicious. Everything was delicious. As we ate, we talked about her paintings and how she spent her day, what movies she liked, and in general, nothing of significance, only generalizations. As we talked, it struck me that our conversation was the same structure that I would undertake with someone I did not know too well as my natural inclination not to reveal too much about myself. The similarity was striking and revealing. I then realized that someone, I then realized someone would take me being a bit aloof, and I had taken Renee. Perhaps that was the difficulty I was experiencing with Renee. Neither one of us wanted to divulge our innermost thoughts and feelings.
Why?
I don't know why. You were being aloof.
Huh?
Minutes? Minutes?
11.
I commented on the food once again, and I could see that she was pleased that I commended her several times on her selection. I thought she wanted my praise and was pleased when I offered it. Then she said coyly, trying to suppress it, as if it does not matter, I knew the gamut very well. I used it on many occasions. As we waited for dessert, I mentioned that I would have to be back at the hospital a little after midnight. She thought that was terrible, but understood and hinted that the French army probably did the same. Our dessert was half a pear with vanilla ice cream and chocolate sauce. I wondered if the quality and the variety of the food served and marveled that it was available during wartime. Renee suggested that most of it was grown in the country during wartime. Renee suggested most of it was grown in the country and the rest was improvised one way or another. Did you like your desserts?
Yeah. Different.
After our dessert, she took my hand and said, "Dance with me." I hesitated and sheepishly stated that I was not that good on the dance floor. You did well the other day, she muttered, as guided me onto the dance floor. Luckily, they were playing a slow fox trot. It was quite easy to follow Renee as I held her closely, feeling intimate and stimulation of her presence. I kissed her cheek softly as I followed her around the dance floor. My left hand was on the strap of her brassiere, and somehow that sensation gave me a tingle of tantalizing expectation. Minutes? You want to hand that to
9.
him? Without getting in the camera, you want to hand that to him? Without getting in the camera. Without getting in the camera.
So, what do you want?
You want some candy?
No.
Okay.
It's there waiting for you, Mr. Jeckovich.
Huh?
It's there waiting for you.
What?
Halloween.
Huh?
You want the candy, don't you?
Oh, boy, Dave, come on.
We danced for several numbers that the small band played, and when they started to play the tango or rumba, I took her hand and walked back to our table. I thought you took dance lessons. And
That was way after.
That was way after. After you took the dance lessons at Arthur Murray,
Yeah.
were you able to do the tango then?
Yeah.
But prior to taking the dance lessons at Arthur Murray, you're all double feet, right?
I was a good dancer.
Okay. I glanced at my watch. It was 22:30. I suggested to Renee that it was getting late, and she understood readily, saying that she would be back in a moment. I paid the waiter, thanked him for the pleasant dinner, and left him a few francs.
You didn't leave a ship?
It doesn't say leave the tip, but you probably did. Renee returned, and I helped her with her sweater, caressing her shoulder as I did. I slipped on my field jacket as we stepped outside. The night air was nippy and refreshing. She wanted to walk back, but I suggested it was too far to walk at night, and we also would get a taxi to her house. I would then drop her off and take the taxi to the metro stop. Didn't you say at night in Paris there was a lot of thieves, pickpockets, and a black market going on?
Oh, yeah.
She agreed.
Well, they didn't pull out the GIs because they figured the GIs would roll her up, the pistol or something in their hand.
Yeah. When you went into town, did you keep your 45 with you?
No.
Were you allowed to?
Yeah. When MPs call you up, they send you right home.
Okay. Did you have to turn that 45 in when you left the service?
That was issue.
Was that a Colt or a Remington or a Browning? Was that a Colt, Remington, or a Browning?
Colt.
Thank you for a very nice day, and said softly, squeezing my hand tightly. I replied that I enjoyed every moment of it and was sorry it had to end so shortly. She sat close to me as we drove in the taxi, neither one of us saying much. I took her hand in mine and put it on her knee. I'll try and someone to come out tomorrow, if that's all right with you. I murmured. She forgot herself, starting to speak in French, and then quickly apologized and stammered in English. Come every day, I shall miss you if you don't. We reached her house, and I walked her to the door. We embraced and kissed and whispered, tomorrow.
Don't you think she did, don't you think she did this, damn it.
What happened?
Don't you think she did the same thing with the Germans when they were
No,
there?
I don't.
Huh?
No, I
No? Oh, come
I don't
on.
think so.
Huh?
I don't think she was saying the same thing to the Germans.
Huh?
I don't think so. I think she really was attracted to you. And she,
Germans were there for almost 3 or 4 years.
I don't think she's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so. We reached her house. I walked her to the door. We embraced and kissed and whispered, tomorrow. She opened the door and entered it, and I got back into the taxi and told the driver, Etampes station. The next morning after chow, we had general news meetings, which covered the latest news from the war, along with some newsworthy items from the States. Following that was a 20-minute Army film on VD and how to prevent it. I sat through it thinking how Renee looked that night and wondering what she had planned for today. As I sat through the Army film, I promised myself that I would get more inquisitive with Renee and pursue more questions that were troubling me. I would have to pick the right moment. I did not want to offend her in any way. I would have to pick the right moment.
For what?
Asking her inquisitive questions.
Of what?
About Renee's past, present, future, her life.
Oh, what she lived with the Germans and everything?
French resistance,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
I was hoping that we could spend more time at her home, which I thought would be more conducive to personal discussion. I picked up my pass a little after 1200 hours and was on my way to the metro station, thinking how fortunate I was to meeting Renee again. I also thought of it untimely coming to an end in a few short days and becoming only a memory. Minutes?
3.
I would not think of that now, lest I become despondent and melancholy. I wanted to see Renee, and it was a pleasure. I should savor and enjoy. I had been all through this several times before with Ann and Jean, and it was not getting any easier the third time around. Some of the other patients in my room also made frequent trips to Paris, and they asked me to join them several times. Did you join the other patients?
No.
Why not?
Yeah. They go out drinking.
Oh, okay, no. You're not a drinker, that's not your lifestyle, so I understand why you did not go.
They go out drinking, they get crazy. They get
you don't want to be
crazy,
involved in
yeah.
that nonsense.
You know how GIs are.
Yeah. They were more of a debased and a pretentious group. I did not concur. No, I was in sympathy with their antics. They would talk about how inebriated they would become and take great delight in telling of the many brawls and fights they had participated in. Who the hell were they fighting in these bars?
Who?
You said these GIs that wanted you to go drinking with them, they would tell about all the fights they got into these bars. Who would they be fighting with?
Yeah.
Who did they fight with?
Themselves.
Fight with each other?
They'll probably their ass on.
I'll be damned. Did the MPs take them away? When they got to be fighting in a bar in Paris? Did the MPs take them away?
What?
When the GI said they were bragging about all the fights are in the bar in Paris, when the fight broke out, did the MPs come and take these fighters away?
No, they called the military police up and they took care of it.
And what happened to these fighters?
Military police took them back home, put them in their respective places, and said, shut up and go to bed.
We only got 50 seconds left.
They just whoop it up, that's all.
So it was a common that they were having a party and things would get out of hand.
Yeah.
But you never attended these parties. You never attended these parties.
I was on the side of Washington because of that. Yeah.
But they'd fight amongst themselves?
Well, you mean the buddies?
Yeah.
No.
Then who were they fighting with?
Unless they got drunk.
Okay.
And then some guy they didn't like in the service, so they get after him.
Okay. But you weren't in any of these fights, right?
No.
No. Minutes?
10 seconds.
They were all drinking.
Okay, yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
All right. So we'll pick it up again.
Just hold this. I'm not sure where we're going to go with
Okay.
it. What's that mail you got?